Hello and welcome to another edition of the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. I'm the voice of the Patriots, Richard Todd, here with Athletic Director and Head Varsity Football Coach Steve LaFred as the Patriots go on the road for the Labor Day Classic in Atlanta, hosted by Cam Newton, the C1N football tournament. And Coach, I mean, you're playing a team that's number 9 ranked in the country, and that's really part of the whole idea, is to take the Fort Dorchester program to another level. And to do that, you got to play teams at that level, but just the logistics of moving the Patriots to Atlanta and all the experiences the players had, it's a great experience, even if the game doesn't necessarily turn out the way you want it to.
You're right. I mean, a lot of people are like, man, why'd you sign up for that? Why'd you sign up for that? But, you know, that is, I want for this program to grow and to be a national caliber program. You know, we found out 28-0 wasn't addictive of the game, you know, but we're still 2 or 3 touchdowns away from being that national caliber team, which, you know, I told people you can treat that as a heartache, or you can treat it as hope. You know, I'm the obvious, the hope one. So I know where we're at. It was a great thing for the school, and you know, we knew it was probably a good chance we were going to get our nose bloodied a little bit. But our guys, see, the positive about this is our guys got to see a team, you know, and just because they're ranked ranking, you know, I've always had the saying, you provide the ranking, we'll provide the spanking. But, you know, the ranking isn't really what's indicative. You know, most people don't know there were 20 athletes on that field Saturday that have Division I offers. Wow. 20. Only 22 start. Okay, all 11 of their players on defense had Division I offers. Wow. 6 of them were SEC. So for us to get to play in that type of atmosphere against those people, and Dutch Fort, who's you know, kind of our nemesis, of the team that, you know, usually the state championship's going to go through them. You know, they played in the game before us against a decent team from Georgia, and we got to see them. So, you know, our guys got to see Dutch Fork. You know, they got to see one of the better teams in the country. They may be higher than 9. They might be lower. I don't know. I'd hate to play the 8 teams better than them, to be honest with you. But they may be out there. But, you know, it was really good for our program, and to go to, you know, I coached wrestling years ago, and when I was at Somerville and all, and we would take 20 kids. That's not so bad, but when when you take 120 people on 2 charter buses and every seat's taken, and you know, you got coaches had to go down the night before, you got the booster clubs, got to have food, and you know, today the way society is, and to order online catering, and you know, the food be there for pre-game meal, and oh my gosh, you know, our cafeteria here got up, the guy that runs our cafeteria, Mike, got up and fixed breakfast for us at 7 o'clock Saturday before we left, and we stopped at a rest area about halfway down. We had sandwiches from Jersey Mike's. They got up at 4 o'clock in the morning at Jersey Mike's and made sandwiches for us. So there's a lot of things that you don't see that goes on. A lot of people, Ashley Wickersham was a superhero this week. She did all the food for us. It was incredible. You know, Hilton Garden there in Atlanta, they were so nice to us and had so many people that were staying there that weren't affiliated with our school come up and tell me how well-mannered and how good our kids were, which is obviously one of the things that makes you proud as a coach. You know, obviously we wanted the outcome to be different. I knew going in they were probably better than us. They were, and I think they were probably 14, 21 points better. I'm not happy with 28. I'm definitely not happy with getting shut out, but we'll talk about those things later on the show. But it's an experience that this program you'll see this program elevate from now on. It'll continue to go higher and higher, and one day we'll laugh about this game. I think if my vision of what I'd like for this school in the future to be, you know, our guys got to see some guys that were more talented than them. You know, a lot of our guys want to play D1 football, and I told them this week, I said, hey, you want film? You're going to have plenty of film to send over the next 2 weeks because, we got Clearwater rolling in here next Saturday. So they're going to have plenty of film to send out. If they compete with those guys, they can compete with anybody. So, and it was a great experience. It really was. Obviously, I don't like losing. I'm probably the worst loser in the world. I didn't like that. I'm still not happy about it. Probably won't ever be. But we kind of got what we deserved, and we got to play better. We got to get better. Our coaches learned. Our kids learned about getting ready for you want to play the big dogs. So I feel like in our bigger games throughout the rest of the year, it's going to be a little easier because we've seen it all. We've been to the top of the mountain now, man. It's looking down now.
Right. A great game for the program to elevate the program, a great experience, and the kind of game early in the season that comes back to help you, as you said, later in the season. And kudos to the staff, the volunteers, the boosters, the coaches, the players. What a great experience for Fort Dorchester. What happened on the field, we'll talk about that at the Labor Day Classic as the Patriots go on the road at Atlanta to take on Grayson High School out of Loganville, Georgia. And first quarter action is coming up as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
Took our signature sandwich and cranked it up to 11. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
And welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. The Patriots go on the road to Atlanta, Georgia, the Labor Day Classic, hosted by Cam Newton, the CN1 football tournament. Grayson High School out of Loganville, Georgia, ranked top 10 in the country, taking on the Patriots. And Coach, you knew going in you were going to have a tough task. What's your message to the players when you go in and say, look, you're taking on a team that's got D1, Division I college football talent, and they are nationally ranked? Is it just a matter of do your job and stay the course, or is there any special message when you're taking on a caliber of team like Grayson?
Our message always here has just been to play hard. We're going to make mistakes. That's what they pay us to coach them for. We just want our guys to play hard, be what Fort Dorchester is. We play hard, we play fast, we play physical. And I was proud of our kids. Did some of our kids fall short? Yes. Did a lot of our players not fall short? Yes. We had a lot of guys that upped their game. Sometimes, listen, in any sport, you're going to get up against people sometimes a little bit faster, a little bit stronger, a little bit better, more talented than you, and you got to find a way. Just find a way. And we preach that all the time here. Some of our guys did, some of them did not on Saturday. So, they've got to take that. You got to be honest to yourself and understand that, you can fool a lot of people, but you can't ever fool yourself. So some of them, it was a learning experience for them, for everybody really. Even some of our guys that played very well, it was a learning experience for them. I always like knowing where I got to go. And some of our guys, everybody dreams, everybody wants to be a millionaire, everybody wants to be a movie star, a sports star, or whatever. Well, there's a lot, until you've been around somebody that does that, you don't know. Everybody thinks all these people that are millionaires just were born. Some were, but most were not. Most of them go broke 2 or 3 times before they make all that money. And that's kind of what we're doing, you know. We got our butts kicked by a better team. They were better than we were. But, you know, we're going to learn from it. Nobody in this area has ever lined up against anything like that. I had a coach call me from one of the lower state teams and asked me what I thought. You know, I said, Coach, our Shrine Bowl team will not beat them.
Wow.
I mean, you got to understand, there was like 20 different players on that field that have Division I scholarships. 7 of them have SEC offers.
So when you're looking at it from, say, the offensive side of the ball, and all 11 starters on Grayson are D1 offers, how did you feel in the first quarter as far as moving the ball? Because it was the big play from Grayson with a long pass play that would give them that 7-0 lead. But how did you?
I felt good, you know. We went out there, we didn't, you know, we got in there and we fought. You know, we did well on specialties, and you know, we got out there and we stopped them on defense a couple times, and you know, we're struggling right now offensively. We struggled in game 1 against Buford. I mean, we should have scored 40-some points. We didn't. You know, we got some issues defensively. I feel good. You know, and by saying that, I want to add this too. There were 20 guys probably on that field that have Division I offers, and there were at least 11. I know one friend of mine that's a coach, he lost a kid that moved to Grayson that had a Division I FCS offer, and he's not even starting at Grayson. Do you understand what I just said?
Deep bench.
That's a deep bench. But with all that said, the very best football player Saturday night was DeAndre Jones from Fort Dorchester.
92.
He was the best player on the field. Now, that's saying something. That's saying something.
And we're gonna talk about that some more, because the offense, as you mentioned, had some struggles, couldn't move the ball as well in the first quarter, but it was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter after that long pass play from Grayson. With an amazing level of talent and a top 10 team in the nation. Patriots are right there at 7-0 after the end of the first quarter at the Labor Day Classic in Atlanta, hosted by Cam Newton. Let's go to second quarter action when we come back here on the Fort Dorchester High School Coaching Show.
All right, the offensive player of the game is Trey Ryan, number 5. He's a senior wide receiver, plays all our specialties, does our punting, is our receiving guy, back in the back, on punt return, on kickoff return. Trey's a valuable asset to our team, plays his butt off, probably our best receiver, and just does a great job. So Trey Ryan, number 5, you're my offensive player of the game against Grayson.
2 years 24,000 miles Holt Transmission Service, home of the 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty. My staff and I are here to help. Many repairs on transmissions are minor. If a major repair is required, the work will be done professionally by a qualified Holt Transmission Service technician. 2 years 24,000 miles Holt Transmission Service, miles of smiles.
Welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. Going into the second quarter, Patriots trail 7-0 against Grayson High School. This is at the Labor Day Classic in Atlanta. Grayson, top 10 nationally ranked team. The Patriots on the road with your hands full. Still 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. Some offensive struggles. Defense played pretty well. You mentioned in that first quarter, the best player on the field was number 92, DeAndre Jones from Dorchester High School. Talk about your defense going against this nationally ranked team and their offense trying to score on you guys.
I thought we played well. You know, we've been giving up the big play on defense, which we got to stop doing. You know, but that's a learning thing that we've got to do better with. Offensively, we're just not in sync.
Is that a line issue?
It's an offense issue. I mean, you know, we're young up front. You know,
big, but young.
We are. We're very, very large. We're very athletic. But you know, we were young 2 weeks ago. We can't be young all season.
Well, you got a lot older after this.
You know, yeah, you know, and it's tough when you got a 14-year-old, you know, lined up across from a guy committed to go to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. It's tough, but he did good, you know, and we just got to get better. We got to get better fast. We got to do a better job. Just our whole offense, and I know my offensive staff is more upset than I am. We just aren't playing well, you know. We pride ourselves in not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had years that we didn't have any turnovers.
Over the years, that's been a staple of the Patriot football program.
It's a staple of what we believe in. And we had a fumble. We had 2 fumbles. We got 1 back, luckily. We had an interception. Both of those were inside our own 30-yard line, mm-hmm. which you do that against a really good team, you're in trouble. And we were in trouble. We were kind of hanging in there. You know, we gave a big play up in the second quarter to make it 14-0 at half. We moved the ball at times, but we would stop ourselves with a dumb penalty or a fumble or whatever. And, you know, you can't do that against a good team. You know, and we're going to play good teams. You know, we got one Saturday. We got Gaffney. We got the region. You know, we got the playoffs. And all those teams are good. You know, how good? Sure, some of them, we're probably not going to play another team as good as Grayson, thank the Lord. But we got a lot of good teams on our schedule, you know.
And you can't make those mistakes against good
teams. We get in the
teams.
Region, you know, I mean, the Ashley Ridge game, the Somerville game, I mean, those coaching staffs do great jobs. I mean, they're going to play their butts off against us.
And just as you guys capitalize when the other team makes mistakes, they do the same thing when the Patriots make mistakes.
And we just got to cut down. We're just not consistent on offense. You know, we usually score a lot of points. We scored 21 in 2 games. That's not good for us.
How would you assess the skill players? Because you talked about the line, but just the wideouts, running back game, and Zoltan's performance.
Well, we've got good athletes all around. Our wide receivers aren't doing as good as we would like for them. Zoltan probably had one of his worst games, you know, but we all know Zoltan's a great player. We all know our wide receivers are great players. They've just got to do a better job. You know, we got 2 stud running backs, and they ran the ball well against I'm sure probably one of the best defenses in the country. They ran the ball. We blocked them. There were times we moved the ball well. You know, we got down there again. I told, you know, we had a staff meeting today. I mean, that's 5 times in the last 2 we've got inside the 20. We ain't scored a point yet.
That's right, 4 times against Beaufort.
And that, you know, I mean, you know, and I mean, we've got to do a better job. But I can assure you one thing: our coaches are going to work hard. Our players are going to work hard. I don't like learning from losses. I've never been that guy that goes, oh, a loss is good. You can learn from it. No, you can't. You can learn just as much from winning. I don't agree with that statement. I do not like losing, and I don't want to learn from a loss. You know, we got our butts whooped by a lot better team than us. We got to get a lot better for the end. Like I said, our guys saw Dutch Fort. They saw Grayson. They're going to get to see Clearwater this week. We see Gaffney on down the road in a couple weeks, and then we see all these good teams in our region. So you know, we're gonna get our eyes full of what we need to do. we just got to get a lot better. And I know our staff right now is working hard, and our guys are getting ready to roll in here. We're going to work out here in a second. So we got some work to do, and if they're willing to do it, we'll be good.
That level of competition is what's going to bring the Patriot program up to that level of competition. Yeah. And it was only 14-0 at halftime, despite offensive struggles, solid play on defense. 14-0 against a team that's top 10 in the country. What happened in the second half against Grayson High School at the Labor Day Classic in Atlanta? We'll let you know, because third quarter action is coming up here as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
Okay, the defensive player of the game against Grayson was DeAndre Jones, number 92, a senior. DeAndre plays defensive end, plays some inside on defensive line. Heck of a football player. Does a fantastic job. He had 3 tackles for loss and I think 6 or 7 solos against Grayson on Saturday night. So congratulations to DeAndre Jones, number 92, defensive player of the game against Grayson.
Get your tax refund processed in minutes at Maximum Tax Service. Do you have a business? No problem. If you have children 18 or under, come let us help you get a larger refund. Receive $1,000 with 0 interest, or you can get up to $6,000. Maximum Tax Service is family owned and operated, and will treat you like family. Come into Maximum Tax Service with your W-2 and walk out with a check.
Welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. Let's go to the second half, third quarter action. Fort Dorchester in Atlanta taking on Grayson High School out of Loganville, Georgia, a top 10 nationally ranked high school program. And the Patriots stepping up in weight class, if you could say, to make sure that you're getting that experience that's going to pay dividends down the road. But what's the message to the team at halftime? You're down 14-0 against a really great team with really great players. But you guys are also doing a decent job on offense, a decent job on defense. You're there 14-0, so it's still a game. What's your message?
Well, I thought defensively we're playing well. You know, we gave up 2 big plays, which ended up being 14 points, but you know, we really played well on defense. Offensively, we just weren't doing it, and we had some guys that were really hanging us out to dry, and you know, I'm not going to point those guys out. It's just they were just missing some blocks and assignments, and yeah, we just didn't, you know, that was kind of the message, to pick it up and show me what you could do, and like I said, we got, I mean, effort-wise, I felt not great. I felt good about it. I thought a lot of our guys played really, really hard. Some of them were outmatched, but they played very, very hard. And if you can play hard, you got a chance. And I felt good about that. Some of our guys didn't handle the situation, the big stage, as good as I would have liked them to. Hopefully they will learn from that, and that won't happen again.
You learn that now so it doesn't happen in the playoffs.
Hopefully, you know, and you know, sometimes parents and players don't understand. This is our evaluation tool. I mean, for me as a coach, you know, I can sit there and write right now who when we play a big game, I can sit there and write you the names of the guys. They might miss a ball or do something wrong, but I know they're going to be there. And then I got a little short list of ones that aren't quite there yet, that I got to make sure 22 are on this list at least. Okay, so my list is not full yet, as I would like it, but you know, like I said, we're gonna work at it. I'm sure some of my guys were not happy with their performance, and it is what it is. It happens, But that doesn't, we can't have another one like that.
Offensively, Grayson had really good ball control in the third quarter. And what was the difference for them when they came out, when they would go on to score and make it 21-0 there after halftime? And just what was the difference?
Well, they came out and they immediately picked the pace up on us. It was a good little coaching move on their part. They picked the pace up, we were. And they were chunky. They had a couple penalties which added to their possession time. You made the statement we were only behind 14-0. That I don't like, only behind 14-0. But I get it. That's better than 54-0.
That's true.
But
okay.
I agree with that. But I wasn't happy. I just don't like that goose egg. It just bothers me. But yeah, they caught us off guard and ended up kind of driving the ball and kept it. That kind of happened to us last week. It's kind of different scenario, but it kind of happened to us last week. And we kind of felt maybe coming out second half we weren't kind of ready. So we ran some plays at halftime before we started third quarter. And, I think our guys were, I don't think that was the problem. I felt good with our conditioning. We didn't cramp. We cramped a bunch the week before. We didn't do any of that. So, and it's hard now. I'm not making excuses, but it's hard to ride on a bus for 5.5 hours, even on a charter bus, and get out. And then you got to go check in the rooms, and some of the rooms weren't ready till like 4:15. And Lord, we ate at 5 o'clock and left for the stadium at 5:45. So, it wasn't a perfect scenario, but those are things that build your team also. You got to deal. Everything's not perfect in life, and you got to be able to kind of gather things up and do the best you can, do what you can with the time. So I thought that was a good thing too. I know our quarterback, I don't even know when Zoltan even got in his room. The first room he got in, he opened the door and a woman was in his room. I don't know if that was a setup or what, but so I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me, of all people. The quarterback doesn't have a place to stay. So we had some things. It's tough anytime you travel, even if you got to go to 15-20 minutes. It's worse.
Anything that could distract or take away
focus.
Focus.
It's tough.
And much less the fact you're playing against a team
That's
that
right.
is solid on both sides of the ball.
It's hard. You got anybody that's a coach that listens to this show and hears the statement will go, yep. I mean, you're taking 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old guys, and to think they're going to have all their equipment, both shoes, both socks, helmet, shoulder pads, every coach out there right now is laughing like, yep. So we didn't have any horrible, we didn't have anybody had one shoe or no helmet, so it wasn't too awful bad. That went well. I thought our guys did good with that. Our coaches did good with that. We were very, very organized. We sent 4 coaches down the night before. So when we got there, all the rooms and it was a good thing. So, but it wasn't. They got another one on us, and we were down only 21-0. We were down 21-0 going into the fourth quarter.
But challenges of all levels, on and off the field. This is the part of what the experience was all about, going to Cam Newton's Labor Day Classic C1N football tournament in Atlanta. And we'll check out fourth quarter action as your Patriots take on Grayson High School, a top 10 ranked team in the nation, as the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show continues next.
We took our signature sandwich and cranked it up to 11. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
All right, our coach of the week is Bobby Floyd. Bobby Floyd is acting defensive coordinator on our varsity. He does a fantastic job. Bobby's been with me for a while. He's made his way up from junior varsity, and he was a college football player. Leads our defense. Our defense is getting better every single day. He does a good job with that defensive staff that he has. They do a fantastic job, do every single year. Bobby's big on preparation, make sure all the guys are in the right place, right time. So Bobby, he's a great asset to me. He's a fantastic coach, very good person. You know, his family, very close with all of us. And I want to make sure that he gets all his acknowledgement. He deserves it. Okay, Bobby Floyd, you're my coach of the week against Grayson.
Welcome back to the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show. Fourth quarter action, Fort Dorchester in Atlanta at Cam Newton's Labor Day Classic. It's the C1N football tournament, and it's great to have the Patriots taking on a team like Grayson High School from Loganville, Georgia, top 10 ranked, amazing D1 talent on that squad. And as you go into the fourth quarter of action, Grayson would put that last score on the board, 28-0. Let's talk first of all offensively. You had Zoltan 10 for 19, 86 yards, threw a pick. Running wise, you got a total of about 60 yards for the game on the ground. It was just hard to move the ball against that solid defense.
It was.
And any quarter, even when you were down 28-0, you're still trying to push it forward, and it's tough.
It was. We moved the ball pretty good fourth quarter. We got down inside the 20 and fumbled a daggone ball.
Another red zone issue
fell
we
out
talked about.
it got Zoltan, and it was holding the ball low and ended up running into one of the linemen, and the ball come out. We got it back, but it was 15-yard loss, and we got behind the sticks and couldn't get it back. And you know, that was probably our best drive of the game. You know, we started running some RPOs and started doing some quick stuff and got some big runs. And I think Zoltan got loose one time, and I think you know, number 2, my man Davion got loose one time. So
are you thinking you really don't want to get that bagel on the? You want to get some points on the board. You don't want to end up getting.
Yeah, Lord, yes. Nobody wants to get goose egg. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, it's not. There's nothing good getting shut out in baseball, basketball, football, anything. I don't know anything that's good getting shut out in. So yeah, I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. I know this sounds horrible. I thought it should have been 21-7 game. You know, I hate to say I'd felt better because I just don't like losing.
But 21-7 is better than 28-0.
And well, just cause we scored and we did, maybe, you know, we gave up a couple really big plays. I would just felt a little bit better, but you know, it wasn't that.
How'd you feel defensively at the end of the game with the 28-0 score? Because it seemed like that defense kind of kept
thought we
you
did
in the
okay.
game.
They did, you know, and offensively we put our defense in some really bad situations. You know, you don't want to give them the ball on the 18-yard line and the 30-yard line. So, you know, when you start looking at that, you know, as a coach, you go, golly, we gave them 14 points, but you can't say it that way. They made it, drove the ball 90 yards and scored and still got the points. But, you know, that part, you know, that's one thing we got to do better on offense. You know, we got to put the ball, we got to finish our drives. We got to quit turning the ball over. We got to quit making mental mistakes on offense. You know, offense takes longer, and then we're young on offense too. We were young 2 weeks ago. We're not young anymore. We're middle-aged now, but so we got to play like middle-aged people, not teenagers. So hopefully we will. I know our staff's going to work really, really hard. They're not happy about it at all because none of us like losing. So we got some work to do, and hopefully our kids, you know, I learned a long time ago that the kids never want to win as much as the coaches do. I had to accept that fact. I still hadn't. That's been tough for me over my last 45 years, but I still can't get it, but yeah.
Well, a great experience for Fort Dorchester football to go on the road in Atlanta at Cam Newton's Labor Day Classic, the C1N football tournament. 28-0 final score against Grayson, Georgia. Grayson out of Loganville, Georgia. Solid recruits for D1 schools and a great step up when it comes to the Patriots, and something that will come back to help the Patriots down the road in the postseason and against other great competition. Like, for instance, this coming Saturday, you've got Clearwater International Academy coming to town. That's a top 50 program. Then the game is on Saturday at 7:30. They're at Patriot Field at Bagwell Stadium. So you're still, again, playing some really stalwart competition.
They did. They won. They shut the first team out, Palmetto out of Miami. They beat them 28-0 last week. So, they're fast. They don't have 18 D1 recruits, thank God. But I know they got an offensive lineman. I think he's going to Florida State or something. They got some speed. They're a true. It's called Clearwater International Academy. They are very, very international. A lot of kids from Canada. Kids from Minnesota, Ohio, all over, but they got a lot of kids they got a couple from Africa and a couple from all over. They're a very international school.
So let me ask you, last question going into that Clearwater game on Saturday, September the 10th, just the state of the program right now after that amazing experience going down to Atlanta.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to meet with them. I gave them yesterday off. We didn't get back yesterday till, I guess Sunday about 2 o'clock. So I gave them that day off, and with Labor Day being Monday, we're going to kind of meet and do our Sunday things. We got an extra day. We lost a day because we played on Saturday, but we still got that's why we're playing on Saturday, because we knew we lost 2 prep days. So I think mentally, hopefully, mentally we're okay. I know our coaching staff's okay. We had a long talk about some things and evaluation, personnel, and changing some folks here and there. You don't want to change the world right now because you didn't come up on the good side. You gotta, if you don't have a better solution, you better keep the one you got. So we got some things we got to work on, some things we got to get better at. Clearwater's going to be a very good challenge for us. I'm not so sure we're going to play anybody the rest of the year much better than them either. But it'll be a good game for us. Hopefully our guys are going to come out and play. In fact, I know they're going to come out and play. So we're ready. I'm sick of this rain. It rains all the time. I feel like I'm in the tropical rainforest around here.
And that affects preparations and practice too.
Oh my God, getting the field ready. And we got JV and B team against Cane Bay here on Thursday, and then we got the game on Saturday. It's a headache, man. I just wish it would quit raining. Oh. It needs to rain where they have the fire in California.
That's right.
Or whatever.
So much of the season is still in front of us, though, for the Patriots. 28-0 Grayson. Patriots 1-1 on the year after beating the 4A state champion runner-ups in Beaufort and then taking on the number 9 team in the country in Grayson, now a top 50 team, Clearwater, coming to Bagwell Field at Patriot Stadium. So what you need to do, Patriot fans, is get out and support your Patriots. Saturday, September the 10th, kickoff is at 7:30. Going to be a big matchup. We look forward to seeing you there, and we thank you for watching this edition of the Fort Dorchester High School Coaches Show.